The next item on the agenda is 2025-280, team member partner transition. The recommendation is the GRUA to authorize the CEO to negotiate, 1, exiting T as a member to a partner, or 2, source another option for natural gas and power. And power services as business conditions allow. CEO is to return to GRUA at the May meeting for final approval.
So, for a while now, GRU has looked at what its options are in terms of the large amounts of natural gas purchases it makes, as well as power marketing, which is getting power from the outside in or transmitting some of our power out. And what's a good price? You know, what is that? And you can see from the pie chart here that T serves like 75% of our fuel expense by type. They're transacting $68 million worth of purchases. It's not a small item. And that third-party procurement of natural gas is hedging strategies. It's the physical movement of the gas, the figuring out of the pipeline capacity, storage management. It's all the ancillary work that goes on with getting the power to the customers as well as to our power plants. And so they help with generation dispatching models and the settlement services because they're the intermediary. It's just like the stock market. They have a trading desk, for the services. And so right now, we handle that through the Energy Authority. In fact, we have a 28-year relationship. But what you need to know is that GRU has an equity position in the business of about $11 million. That's profits that have been earned over time that we don't get access to unless we leave the organization. So we have $46 million in guarantees that are out there. I looked at what can we do to extract that $11 million because it comes to us in cash, and how can we release the $46 million in guarantees. So there's a process by which we can go through with T, offer them notification, and switch, either leave the organization, or we can switch to a partner position, which just makes them a vendor. But we'll have access to the $11 million of equity that flows through to the fuel. So, my recommendation here is that the authority authorize the CEO to negotiate the existing TEA as a member and convert exiting TEA as a member, moving to a partner, or source another option for natural gas and power services as business conditions allow. And I would return back at the May meeting for your final approval.
Any questions for Ed?
Yeah, what's the sales pitch to be a member? Why did we, why would we take that obligation and have that risk unless there's better pricing? There had to have been something, because I wouldn't have done this deal if there wasn't a benefit.
Well,
other than you hold my $11 million till I quit.
Right. I think T has accumulated those profits over a period of time. Most recently, they gained a lot of that equity with the gas debacle they had in Texas. They took some positions out there, which really, frankly, made me think about GRU's involvement in that. Because if you remember, that was an example of where people got fairly upset that prices skyrocketed because there was a supply and demand issue, and T took positions on the trading sides there. Could have went the other way.
Yeah.
And as a member, which is an owner, I don't want to be before you folks saying, well, they took a position here and, the equity we had was 11 million and now it's 5 or something like that. I think they've done well by us in that regard. but I don't think it serves us well moving forward to be in that more speculative business. They do a good job trading. We can get in on those trades, but I don't think we ought to have the equity position.
You told me why we should get out. I'm not sure why we got in. That's what I mean, you know, if I bring you in as a partner and I'll say you're only going to recognize your profits when you quit or we liquidate, that's not a sales pitch, give me dividends, we're in. So I'm just, what am I not seeing here that scares the hell out of me?
Okay, well, let me pose the question back to you, Director. Why would we get into the solar feed-in tariffs? Oh, why would we get into the,
No.
The biomass power purchase agreement? I mean,
No.
it was done at that period of time. It
Okay.
was indicative of the way we thought back in 1998. And, I mean, to be fair, I think there was the idea we could control the organization in a manner that best fit the organization. But what's happened is T has grown on to bigger and better things.
Okay.
And, we got distributions from the Texas debacle for folks in Texas. But I think it's the whole control issue.
Okay. Yeah, I just, right now in today's presentation, it wouldn't have been a business deal I would have went into. But to your point, no, I wouldn't have a biomass plant or feed-in tariff feeder. So you answered that.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I was a little blunt with that.
Well,
I'm sorry.
Any other questions?
we need a motion on that? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
I would like to make a motion that we empower the CEO to look at avenues and negotiate with the Energy Authority and bring back a report in May with recommendations.
Second. We have a motion and a second. Public comment? Okay, no other public comment. Back to the board for any additional comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes.
I did want to get back to you on us removing ourselves as a member of T. We've resigned from the Energy Authority. We will be a member through July 31st. We will get our equity of somewhere around $11 million back in that general time frame, and we'll get released from about $50 million of guarantees. In the meantime, we were working on an agreement for that 1 year after that, and I will bring it back to the board probably at the next meeting so that you can approve that.